to bring it into Photoshop and convert it to halftone CMYK films. So we need CMYK as cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. K stands for key, also known as black. So we're going to use the computer to make 4 separate files that will be laid on top of each other to create a colorful image. So I've got a demo file here. This is what it looks like. And you can see I don't have a border on it. My original one did, but I trimmed it down for the demo just because I assume you may not have a border either. You're going to want one for what we're about to do, and I'll explain that as we go. All right, so take your image, load it onto the computer or onto a thumb drive, and then open it up in Photoshop. So when I drag this to Photoshop, there's my image. You can see no border, and it's pretty much, there's no layers. It's a flat image. So what I want us to do is a few steps. The first thing we want to do is add a white border. So image, and then go to image size. And you can see right now my image is 14 inches. I want to adjust that to whatever the image size is going to be. So when you print it, how big do you want that? Now I happen to have mine sized appropriately. And in fact, let me do this. I want this to be a round number. I want 15. And what I did, watch this, 15. And that automatically will adjust the height. I'm going to unlock that or unlink it to put it just at 21. So I want 21 inches height, 15 inches width. Resolution, this is important. You want it to be 300 pixels per inch. All right, it has to be a high resolution. Anything lower than 300 is too low. So 300 and click OK. All right, so my art is sized fine. I want my background to have a little bit of a border. So I'm going to go Image, and then canvas size. So right now my canvas is the whole image. I want a little bit of a border, so I'm going to add, let's go ahead and add 3 inches. So let's go 18, and 3 inches here is 24. All right, so by adding that 3 inches all the way around, I should end up with an 1.5 inch border all the way around. Click OK. Yep, there I do. And you can see I have that. All right, so our image is just about ready. One thing that we want on here are registration marks. So in order to do that, you're going to want to download one, or you can just put a letter in the corner. I'm going to show you, if I go back to here, this is my desktop. I've got, these are registration marks. You can just go to Google and Google search registration marks, copy one, save it, and then what you'll do is drag it into your document, and now you can see I've got my registration mark. We want to put at least 4, and we want them to be in the corner. So I'm going to shrink that up away from the art. Don't put it anywhere near the art because we're going to eventually put tape over that. So there's that. I'll go to my layers and right click on it, duplicate that layer. All right, and move this to the opposite corner. All right, don't change the size or anything. Now what I'm going to do is hold shift and click on both of these layers. That's my registration layers. I will right click and duplicate again, click OK, and now when I move it, you can see down low barely, the one is also moving. And I'll put these in these corners here. Okay, so I have registration marks all set. What we're going to do now, this is just the center mark, so ignore that. That won't show up. If I click off of it, it goes away. Okay, so looking at my file, I'm all set to go. I've got everything I need, and what I want to do is get it ready for converting to halftones. All right, image, mode. All right, we want to convert this to a CMYK color file, so choose that, and it will say flatten, yes, okay. And when it flattened, you can see all my registration marks got condensed into the image itself. So I've got those, and I've got the image. I'm all set, except, let's see, we go image, and then mode. Now we want to grayscale this. So, no, I don't need to grayscale it. Ignore that. We're going to go to open our channels up. You should have channels. If you don't see channels over here, go to the top, click Windows, and find channels right here, and make sure there's a check mark by it. If you do, since we put it in CMYK mode, you can see that these are the 4 individual screens. So that is my black screen, what it will look like. Then there's my yellow, and I know it's not yellow, it's gray in color, but it's the screen. So now there's my magenta and my cyan, and then the full CMYK. Here's what I'd like for you guys to do is let's rearrange these in the way that we print them. So we're going to take this yellow and I click on it and drag it to the top here. Is it not going to let me? Oh, you stinker. All right, ignore what I just said. We'll do that a different way. Okay, so we've got our CMYK channels here. Click on this little menu. I call it the hamburger menu. And we are going to split channels. So when you do that, what it did is it split all those into individual files. So you can see up top I've got a cyan file, magenta, yellow, and black. Okay, so those are my files that I have. And what we need to do now is these are all different shades of gray. And in order for gray to show up, or for those to show up, we need to halftone them, which means convert them to little dots to create that. Itty bitty dots, that's how they print newspapers. So let's do that. I'm going to start right here with cyan, and we need to go image, mode, and it's already grayscaled, but if it's not, make sure it says grayscale. Then click bitmap. When you do bitmap, it's going to have an input. That's what we said, it had to be 300 pixels resolution. We want the output to match, so make sure it also says 300. The method here, there's a lot of different options. We're going to halftone screen it. All right, click OK. Now, we've got some numbers here, frequency, angle, and then a shape. You're going to change these based on information that I'll put on the screen for you. So the frequency, that's how big the dots are. And for different screens, we need different size dots. We want all of ours to be the same. So hopefully when you make your screens, you're using the same mesh count. Now, mesh count is usually listed on the side of the screen. The higher the number, the smaller the holes in the screen, and the lower the number, the bigger the holes in the screen. So what we have to do is determine what we have as far as screens. If your screen mesh is less than 200, you're going to type in this frequency zone some number between 15 and 22, okay? 15 and 22. If your screen mesh is between 210 and 300, you're going to put 28 to 38. And if your mesh is over 300, you're going to pick a number between 40 and 50. And that's what you'll go with. So I'm going to go in the mid-range, assuming that I have a screen greater than 210 and lower than 300. And so it says 28 to 38. I'll just leave this at 35. Now my angle is based on the color. And again, this is the cyan one. You can see I'm on the cyan screen because of the title here. So the cyan needs to be 75. Okay, the angle is 75 degrees. Each screen has a different one. Cyan is 75, magenta 15, yellow 105, and black 45. And then your shape, this is the shape of the dot, we want round, so choose that. Okay, so again, cyan screen, angle 75. The only thing that's going to change on each of my screens is this angle. This 35 will stay the same on every screen. Round will stay the same on every screen. Okay, so I just click OK, and then that screen is done. If I zoom in, you can see all the little itty bitty dots. And if the dots are closer together, like here, it is going to make more ink. So it'll be darker. If it is farther apart and you see more white space, it's going to be light. All right? So that one is half-toned already. Magenta is not. If I look at this, magenta is just solid gray when I zoom in. It's going to change here in just a second. So we'll repeat the exact steps that I just did. Image, mode. Now it's already grayscaled, so bitmap. 300, yep. Halftone screen, yep. So these should stay the same. And then remember, frequency needs to be the same, shape needs to be the same, angle is the only thing I'm changing. Now this is my magenta screen, which is supposed to be 15 degrees. I click OK. And now you can see when I zoom in, we do have the halftone dots. So repeat that for your other two screens. Image, mode, bitmap. OK. Change the angle of the yellow screen to 105. Click OK. And go to my last screen. Image, mode, bitmap. OK. And then my last one is black, so it's 45. Click OK. So all my screens are ready. There's one last thing I want to do because these don't, we're going to print them out and it'll be printed with black ink, all of them, so that we can burn our screens. So in order to determine which one's which, I want to remember which screen goes first, second, third, and which color ink goes in this screen and this one, because we won't have this file name to tell us what our file is. So first, let's go ahead and change the tab order. This is what I tried to do earlier over here. To the lightest color first. So yellow is lightest. I just dragged that tab and moved it down. Then I want to go my second lightest, which is going to be magenta. And then my darkest is black, so that's at the end, and then cyan would be next. So this is the order, I think, light to dark, yellow, magenta, cyan, and then black. What I'd like for you to do is click on each one, and you can get your type tool and click on your image, and we're going to bring this down to a small font. So I did a 10-point font, and I'm going to put 1, because it's my first screen, dash yellow. All right, so I did 1 dash yellow. I can now move that. I'm going to put it over here by the registration mark, out of the way. I don't want it anywhere near my art. And then I'll go on to the next one and do the same thing. So this is going to be 2 magenta, 3 cyan, and then 4 black or key. All right, so you repeat that. I'm going to skip that, assuming that I did do that. And now all we do is save these files. So I'm going to go File and Save As. Save them as a PDF. All right, I'll save them to my desktop. This is going to be a Photoshop PDF. The name is already fine. And Save PDF. All right, then I'll go to this one, File, Save As. And then this one, Magenta PDF, Save. Okay. Save the last one, File, Save As, PDF. Okay. And the last one of all, File, Save As, PDF, Save, PDF. Okay. Now, remember you labeled each one before you saved it. So there, when I go to my desktop, in fact, let me just lower this all the way back down to just my desktop. You can see here are my 4 files. And I need to take these and have them printed at 100% size and all with black ink. And then I'm good to go. Then you burn a screen with those, and then we'll talk about how to register them and organize your layers as you print. All right, so take these, save them to a file, a folder, or upload them to the cloud, and then bring that to the printer.